Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Today I wanted to do something a little bit different and I had this idea and I'm really excited to share it with you. So today we are making a zine with my inner child and I'm going to show you how I made this, what tools I used and what the process looks like. So starting with a blank piece of paper, you're going to need glue, scissors, some paints. You can use whatever paints you want. Today I'm using acrylic and I'm just working with the primary colours. You're also going to need some drawing materials. I used crayons and soft pastels, but like always, just use whatever you have to hand. You will also need a paint palette and some paint brushes. I'm just using old ones that I have laying around, and of course some water. This is optional, of course you don't have to, but I thought it'd be fun to include a picture of my younger self on this zine. So if you don't know what a zine is, it's basically like a little mini magazine or book. And so I'm showing you here how we make one. I'm using A3 card paper just because I wanted to layer lots of paints, so I opted for a thicker piece of paper. You can just use normal printer paper as well though, that'll be perfectly fine. So to make your zine, you're going to take your piece of paper in landscape and then fold it in half. Once you've done that, you're going to fold it in half again. I like to use the edge of a palette knife just to smooth down those fold creases because this thick card doesn't really like being folded. And after you've done that, you're going to fold it a third time. So your piece of paper should fold out into a grid of... wait... 8. You're going to have 8 rectangles. So each of these rectangles will be one page in your zine. So unfolding the paper completely, fold it back up in half again, and then take your scissors, just cut along the middle line. So you're cutting along the edge that is folded and just cut. Look, you can see me doing it. Sometimes, yeah, like that. Just do that. Right, this is how you fold it. You're watching. Boom. Look. Oh my gosh, now you've got a little book. Take a palette knife, smooth down the edges, whatever. You don't have to do that if you're using printer paper, it will be grand. So there you go, that's how you make the template. I don't really know what the word is. That's how you make a zine. Now we're going to decorate it. This is the fun part. So now I'm just going to cut out my younger self and I'm going to put her on the front cover of my zine. Now, because I've used an A3 piece of paper, my zine is about A6 size. If you use an A4 piece of paper, it's going to be a lot smaller. So if you're printing out a picture of your younger self, just consider that. Here, I'm just marking a little number 1 on my front cover, just so I know which one's which. In retrospect, I wish I'd marked all of the pages, just so I'd known which way round to... paint my zine, because you'll see in the end I actually did the half of it upside down. It looks really cute anyway in the end, so I'm not fussed. I feel like in a way it kind of shows how her perception of the world is different to mine, but is still part of the same world, if you get me. I don't know. It's upside down, it doesn't really matter. But yeah, so the top four grid, honestly guys, maybe I shouldn't be recording this voiceover today. The top 4 panels of the zine that I started painting on now, they're the ones that are upside down. So if you're going to paint on yours, maybe just turn it around. Yeah. Anyway, so as always, I'm using my non-dominant hand to create this zine. So that means painting with my left hand, being intuitive with my colour choices, and just focusing on the process and having fun and letting my inner child play with colour and express herself, make marks, make mess. You can see a few minutes ago I already got paint all over my hands and my nails. This just happens. So if you're watching my videos for the first time, the reason why I use my non-dominant hand to create this inner child art is because I find that working with your non-dominant hand is really beneficial in a way that it forces you to switch into your right hemisphere of your brain, which is all connected to our intuition, our creativity, and all of our inner children are so super creative and intuitive. So it really helps us to switch into that frame of mind. Also, creating with your non-dominant hand is great because I find that it helps people to go easy on themselves and not be so judgmental. I know that a lot of people avoid creative art making or whatever it is because of fears of it not being perfect and it looking bad. So creating with your non-dominant hand, it forces you to like go easy on yourself, which is perfect for these activities, because really what we're doing is creating a safe space for our inner child to come out and play and express themselves. I find creating art with my inner child so super healing. I feel like I need to do an updated video just talking about how healing this journey has been with my inner child, because as time goes on, like, I'm just feeling more and more myself. The changes in my life and in my world are just, I don't even know what the words are. I feel like I'm still kind of integrating it all and getting to grips with how much change I feel on the inside, and compared to who I was last year when I first started doing all this. And yeah, it's pretty profound. Like, genuinely, who knew painting and drawing with your inner child could make such a difference. Here I am, I'm just adding some soft pastel drawings onto my zine. You can do words, letters, shapes, symbols, you could draw people, places, whatever you want. I'm adding stickers and gems to mine. And really, when you're making this zine, like, try not to think like this page is this. Like, I know I said, oh, maybe you should number it just so you know what way around to paint your pictures or whatever. But part of the fun I find is like letting yourself just go mad, and like different parts of the painting will show up on different pages, and the overall effect is so fun. So here we go, this is my zine. This is some close-ups of the pretty pictures that I painted. Here I'm just spraying some hairspray over the soft pastels because it's a really good cheap fixative to keep it all in place. And so once you're all done, you can fold your zine back up, stick the pages down together so your zine's not flapping all over the place, and here we go. Here's my finished zine. I absolutely love this so much. I cannot explain how much fun I had putting this all together and flicking through it at the end. Oh, it's just so cute. You can really make this into whatever you want. Your inner child could tell a story. You could use it to tell a story to your inner child. Or, like me, you could just mess around and just have fun and just paint a pretty book. Really, it's all just about having fun and connecting with your inner child. So I really hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching. If you try this out, please let me know how you got on in the comments. And yeah, I'll see you soon.